Hey folks, Landstryder here, and you're watching my Nightmare series. This is Season 2, which is set in Agrarian Skies, and this is episode 34. So this episode is going to be mostly about questing and getting some further automations set in. So let's get right into that. As you can see, neither of my quest turn-in systems are doing anything right now, so let's immediately get those working on something. So if we come in, I should mention that I did upgrade to Agrarian Skies 2.1.6. I made sure that I backed up my world first, just in case there was any problems, but it does not seem like there's any problems. That fixed a long-standing bug with the uh, chemistry set, being able to duplicate items, so that's no longer an issue. And it changed a lot of the way the mariculture stuff works, although it does seem that I still have my fish from before. Hopefully these will not be a problem. And I put some fish eggs in here and I'm breeding some fish. Apparently something is different because I had never gotten raw fish from breeding fish eggs before, so that's new. Not sure what's going on there. Those are what's left over from a breeding process that happened before, that finished before I did the update, so it might just be giving me something funny because of that. Undetermined eggs remaining. Wonder if it's just going to continuously give me raw fish out of that. Interesting. Not sure. Still got my fish breeder down here, or my fisher going down here all time, so I should have plenty of fish in my system soon to complete that Hell's Kitchen quest. If I look in here at fish, I do. I have enough fish. So if I wanted to, I probably could take down that auto fisher now. I think I will do that because it is a very power hungry block. I'll just take that down for now. I might put it back if I need to. I'll leave the Tesseract there because I might set up the mariculture fisher later, especially now that I don't have any of the required or the any new fish from after the patch. So anyway, patched. Seems to be working okay. No crashes so far. Let's go ahead and work on some quests. So if we look in the quest book, I wanted to show you real quick. The quests got an update in this version. So there are new rewards available for some of the quests that I already completed, so I can't get those. But it's nice to see that there are other options now. I probably would have went with the heated redstone or the culinary there if I would have had that option at the time. But now my steel, well, it's now called steel powered flight, and it's only 75% complete. So let's take a look at that. And that's going to require that we build a jetpack, leadstone jetpack. So if we look at leadstone jetpack, let's see, we'll make this out of leather. I think there was two options there. We could also make it out of woven cloth, but I have a lot of leather from the farm over there. I need one of these, which is going to require a copper gear. Okay, copper gear. I'll just toss a few of those into there. And a leadstone. One of these. Pneumatics should be in there. Oops. Yeah, the only thing I need is make one of these. Pneumatics are in there. I need to make a steam dynamo. So one of these, and I can make my steam dynamo. And then one of these. Should be able to finish it now. There it is. And what am I missing still? Oh, the flux capacitor should be in there, right? Oh, no, I need to make another one. Leadstone. Get a flux capacitor. There it is. So leadstone jetpack, and that can be charged up in the energetic infuser, like any other thing that takes a charge. And then I believe you have to wear it in your back slot. And oh, well, I still have my flight enabled, so from my potion, so that's not gonna show you too much. Real quick, I believe there are some special keys if you do use the backpack. So if I look at my controls, there should be simple jetpacks. Turn on and off and on, and switch modes. You can configure those there. So I'm not going to go into that. If you use jetpack, it's pretty self-explanatory. Kind of similar, works very similar to the way the industrial craft jetpack would work if you've ever used that. Do I have multiple cod in there? I guess I do. Okay, just clear those dead fish up, turn them into fish meal for future. Back to questing. Next quest. Oh, well, I guess I'll get a reward here. So, redstone thrusters does not sound interesting to me. I have the blood magic flight. I prefer that so far. I think I'm going to go with the steam turbines, because I have not gotten very good rewards from the reward bags. And that gives me a greater reward bag anyway, so... Oh! Well, that is actually a very nice reward for me, because, you know, I'll be doing bees again real soon, so that will save me a little bit of time. Toss all those in there. Oops, I think I tossed my bag in there. I did. Just grab that back out. Okay. And I got some extra steam turbines. I think I have to make a steam turbine for the other quest that's in there. There it is. So I have to craft a steam turbine and a turbine housing. So we'll look at turbine stuff. Turbine housing is going to require this stuff. What is that? Steel? I don't have... should have steel. I'll have blocks of steel. Okay. There we go. Now I have ingots of steel. Come up with that one again. Turbine housing. Go ahead and make those. That should qualify that part of the quest. And then I gotta make one of these. Okay, what am I missing here? Steam turbine is going to require steam dynamo, a machine frame, and a transmission coil. Use up the aluminum on that. There we go. Transmission coil. Should be everything. Oh. I used the coil in the steam dynamo. I gotta get that back up. Bring that back up. There we go. Oops. Shift click. Nope, just click. There we go. And now if I shift click it in there, yeah, there we go. Steam turbine. Made one of those. That'll bring me a bunch more there. And if I look at my quest log, great. Reactor glass, turbine glass, and a reward bag. So if I go in the future to make a steam turbine, which is a potential, is possible because I am right now getting pretty close to my full usage of the power that this thing can produce. So if I go adding too many more systems or big power consumers, especially with the automated bee stuff, that Mutatron really draws a lot of power when it's running. I might want to eventually upgrade that, so I think for my quest reward I am going to take the turbine glass, because that saves me from making hardened glass and turbine walls. I'll just toss that in there, put that away, and see what I get for my reward. A wood golem. That's not too bad. I guess that does help me in the sense that that's a wood golem I don't have to make for my other magic quest later. So I'm not going to work on any magic today, but I am going to keep working on some quests, and I will get to that automation here in a second. So that completes that one again. Now that one's complete, so we can look at Hell's Kitchen, because that's the next one I think I want to get completely done. Okay, and between episodes, I went ahead and, well, the fruits and veggies, or the, fruit or veggie, that one completed. So I can go ahead and claim that reward. And I also set up the cloudy with meatballs to go ahead and turn in. That one didn't take too long. As you can see, I've got the recipes in here for it. I might pull those back out now because I don't think that in the future I'm going to be wanting to eat any spaghetti and meatballs. And then I can reclaim those blanks, those recipe things. So, epic reward bag. What do I get? Invar shears. That is not epic whatsoever. Just totally not epic. Very disappointing there. But yeah, let me just pull these out because I have no use for that spaghetti and meatballs from this point on. Now that the quest is done, and I want to show you real quick. If you have a crafting pattern that has something that you're not going to be making anymore, and you want to reclaim the blank, you just put it in your inventory and shift-click, and it'll give you a blank recipe now. Do that again with the other 2 bits of that recipe. Now I got 3 blank patterns that I can put back in there. So for future use, for some other pattern that I will probably be needing in the near future. But I can go ahead and turn in cloudy with meatballs. Just quest reward bags. Give me a couple more full parts total. Bring my life total up to 68. Just one short of that magic. What? Invar shears again out of another. So not epic. So not epic. Okay, well anyway. Moving right along, believe we can work on the not so fast food. If you look in here, you can see that I've set up those recipes right now. So all I should need to do is make one first of all. Oh, apparently I've made a bunch. And replace this. And let's see if I just make sure that I have this as the selected task, and go ahead and do that. It should be turning them in right now. I could also just go ahead and grab the ones that are pre-made in there and go ahead and manually submit them. That'll just jump that forward a little bit, and then this will continue to craft the rest of them as needed. So if I look at, watch the quest for a second. Actually, probably the best way to make sure that it's working okay is to come up and check my crafting monitor. And yeah, it is doing what it needs to do. Of course, it's having to make bread from scratch, which is fine. It's going to take a while to produce all that stuff because it's not, it has to cook each piece of bread, then it has to make, then it has to make it into toast and stuff. I believe the burger I actually used the beef for, but I think the bacon part I used tofu for the bacon because you have to, if you want to use pork, you have to cook the pork first. So I didn't really want to do that, so I just threw tofu on there for bacon. It's bacon tofu. Anyway, moving right along. Yes, that's going to progress on its own now. So let's look at this one. This leafy one's going to take 50,000 lettuce, and I don't think I have anywhere near enough lettuce. I have 21,000, and that's even after I've this garden over here has always been lettuce, always. I've converted that one over to lettuce recently, totally. since I've gotten most of the other quests that needed stuff grown in the garden done, and I've converted this one completely to lettuce. And I'm still only 2/3 to getting lettuce, so I need to get my fertilizer running a little more consistently, so I need to get some kind of fertilizer going in there. So why don't I make a composter? So I look up composter. That's not too expensive to make. Composter, and I need a redstone reception coil. Composter. Easy enough. And oh, my flight is off, so why don't I take jetpack and demonstrate that while I'm trying to do this. This might be a bad idea, but so if I was it F? Jetpack is enabled. Okay, so typical jetpack behavior is hold the jump down, and you can, it works pretty much just like what you would expect a jetpack from industrial industrial craft jetpacks to work. Does not prevent you from taking fall damage at all. So there is another mode, I think that's what's at C, hover mode enabled. So if I do hover mode, then yeah, you just kind of float down instead of... Okay. So this is definitely not going to work out for doing my hover, for getting down under there and doing my crafting. Looks like I got some kitty cats spawning over here. I don't think this is jungle biome. Forest. Maybe they spawn in the swamp. Or I suppose they could have wandered from all the way over there. Either way, jetpack's not going to work for what I want to do. So let me get that and put it away. And just go ahead and drink another flight potion. And then get to business. Because I need to come under here, over here, and this is actually going to work out pretty... Oh, where's that? Right here. Yeah. This should work out quite well. All I gotta do is break that, because this is my sewer. There's my power. And this should already have... Yeah, see, it's already got sewage going straight in there. It's gonna fill right up, and that's plenty of sewage. Oh, and it stopped work because there's nowhere for the items to go just yet. So what we want to do is I want to put them into the ME system. And then the ME system can then pump them back into the fertilizer with this right here. So if I get an import bus, which I have some left over from previous quest reward, plenty of those, and just bring that over and attach it. Oh, I'm going to need a piece of cable too, I believe, because I got to go around that pipe. So if I get cable, just grab a couple pieces of cable, come on back down and over to here. If I go right on the bottom there like so, and come over and attach. So that should move stacks of items. Is that working? It's not working. Okay, so what I probably need to do is put a chest right there. Some other kind of inventory. Probably a hopper would work too, but I'm just going to use a chest. Okay. And if I believe that should eject into this now. Oop, where is it? I'm lost. It all looks the same from underneath. So now if I look in here, oh, which I can't look in there because I'm just going to have to, because there's a solid block above it, I'm just going to have to trust that it's putting the fertilizer in. And tell this to go, yeah. Stacks of items. That's good. So if I come back up to the ME system, and if I see industrial fertilizer in here, then I know it's working right. I do. There it is. Great. So toss that. Oop. I didn't want to toss it into the thing. Fertilizer. I want to tell this to no longer craft. Not always, just move single items, and tell it to move industrial fertilizer as well. No, I better check on this because, okay, no, pick's got plenty of durability on it, so no worries there. The pick had run out of durability not that long ago. I had to repair it because it was just breaking blocks and not giving me any results. So, you got to keep an eye on that. It's not a good thing when that pick runs out of durability. It will stop. So if I look in here, yep, it is using up the fertilizer just as fast as it gets it, making more industrial fertilizer. So that will just keep working in a way. Good, good. And it's probably utilizing it as fast as it is making it, but that should speed up the production of lettuce a bit. There are a few other things I could potentially do to speed this up, especially like over here where I can get underneath. I could put a blood magic ritual to speed up a small patch of this stuff, but that's maybe for another episode where I'm working more with magic. So keeping with the questing and automation. So that's going to work on the leafy. I have the bacon burgers are working. That's going to be a while. I don't think that's what's going to complete this episode. So let's see. What about the fish? What does that take? Maybe I can do that one by hand. It's not very automated, but fish sandwich, which is going to be mayo, and well, I could make it out of a bunch of different things there. Raw fish and bread. Well, that's using up a lot of the bread right now. What if I made some dough? Told it to just craft me... let's cancel that. Craft me... 1,000? Let's make 10,000 dough and get that started. That'll speed this up a little bit too, because then it's not, then it's not waiting for the dough because the dough's made. And if I tell one of these guys, oh, these guys are already set to cook dough and bread already, so yeah, that's going to just start cranking out toast. But I don't want toast, I want the bread. So I just want these guys to make bread. Come on, yeah, give me one. Okay, there we go. Now it's starting to build up a little bit of extra dough. Tell that one to cook dough, tell that one to cook dough. So now those will just keep pumping out bread for me as the system continuously works on making 10,000 bread. Okay, so, and that should help this along because now all it has to do is say make toast. Make sure that, if we just clear that for a second, we can clear that because there's no fertilizer being requested anymore. So now that'll move right along much faster now. You can see that it's, see now all it has to wait on is toast. The rest of the stuff's in there. Don't need that jetpack. Probably won't ever need that jetpack. Okay, let's get on this thing right here. I've been talking about automating this for a while. Let's do it. So I'm going to need an interface. Craft me an interface, would you? I'm also going to need a chest. Let's see, I'll just use a wooden chest. Doesn't need to be a special chest. And I'm going to need a couple pieces of item duct. Good, I have enough. Barely. Should only need 2. And then I'm going to need some pneumatics so that those item ducts can be filtered. So now if I set my item ducts on top, like so, and I'm going to need the cover. Let's just get some covers there because I don't want this attaching. There we go. That's fine. Yeah, I don't want these to attach because these are, I don't want it to attach there either, so that can be easily remedied like that. Tight quarters here. I like to keep things tight anyway, so. And this chest will go here. And what's going to happen is I want it to pull out of that chest. Now, gonna put those 2 servos in, so now I should be able to filter these with a whitelist. Right now they have nothing on the whitelist, so it shouldn't pull anything out of there. I also want this to go ahead and automatically pull out any time on the proper item. So if I put something in there, nothing's going to happen because there's nothing on either of those whitelists right now. So just look good. That's good. So the interface should be ready. And it is. So if I put that interface right here beside that, I do not want it to attach at all there. This is fine. I don't mind that that goes into there. That's just another destination for things to end up back in the ME system. What I do need is to run a cable across the top there to that interface so that it's connected to the rest of the system. There we go. And I want to tell this interface that you are to interface with that chest. Okay. So let's see, what is some of the things that I might want to craft with that? Well, I might want to craft ducts. I might want to craft impulse item ducts. So I have a couple of them ready to go. They're kind of funny. So if I look at, oh, that's interesting. It takes 200 millibuckets of energized glowstone, and I believe if I look at glowstone here, how much do I get out of one piece? I believe it's 125 millibuckets. So it's actually 250 millibuckets. So, and 200 is what it takes to make one of these. So what's going to happen is I need to use a multiple, which is going to be, well, first of all, it needs to be able to make the item duct in the first place, which I don't have in the system just yet. Item duct basic. There we go. What is that? Lead and tin. Let me get the right ingots. A lead and some tin. And I may need to teach the system pretty soon how to turn blocks into ingots because I get blocks from my smelting process. It should already... Oh, no, it wasn't. Okay, those are all the correct ones right now? Okay. So I can code that. Go ahead and I'm going to put that on this page. Make item ducts. Now the thing is I need 5 of these and 4 glowstone. Is going to make me 5 of the finished product. Go ahead and just craft one more of those. So I come over here, I clear that, and I say 4 glowstone and 5 item ducts is going to give me 5 impulse item ducts. And I'm going to go ahead and code that. Okay, and then if I put this into there, now I need to clear this out because this has to, so I actually need to go ahead and put the 3 other glowstone in there and the 5 item ducts there. Now I can also, what I need to do before I can request a crafting thing, so glowstone is one of the things that's allowed into the magma crucible. And then this gets impulse item ducts. So now if either of these things end up in the chest, it'll immediately suck them out and put them into the right place. So I come over here and I go impulse. I have 7. I want to craft, let's just say you craft 1, but since it can't just craft 1, it's going to end up crafting 5 of them. So I look in here, the glowstone went in there, the item ducts went in there, and that looks like it's working. If I come back over here, I have 5 impulse item ducts because the minimum amount that it can make according to the recipe is 5. So that works quite well. And then I can do my redstone, which is going to be redstone energy conduits. If I look at the crafting recipe for these, which is to 200 millibuckets and one of these redstone energy conduits empty. And how much does a piece of I'm pretty sure a piece of redstone only gives me 100 millibuckets, but let's check that real quick. If I look in here, yes, 100 millibuckets. So for redstone energy conduits, I'm going to need to make these. I'm going to need some redstone. And if I come over here and tell it, clear that recipe, 1 of these and 2 of these makes 1 of these. Code that. Check out, what is it? Middle? No. Crafting. Conduit. I know there's a button to like click to that, and I figured it out one day, so I'll figure it out again some other time. But, and I need that recipe because when it runs out of the empty ones, it needs to be able to make them if it's going to make the redstone conduits. So there we go. Oh, that does not go in there. That recipe comes over here. So those are the 2 main things that I would probably be making with this. The other thing that I could tell it now that I could teach it to craft would be, say, blizz powder, which I really don't have use for at this point because I've already gotten I've already gotten all the cryothium I needed for my reactor, and if I need more blizz powder, I have a blizz in a net, so I could just spawn a bunch of them. Plus my system down there, my that's filling up, keeping my blood pool full. Blizzes do occasionally spawn in that room. It's pretty rare, but they do. So if I look at, yeah, see, I've already got like 228 blizz powder ready to go, a blizz and a sapphire net and a spawner if I somehow manage to lose the first one. So no problem there. No need to teach it that. I'm not sure what else I will end up teaching this. There's probably a few other things, but that's the main 2 things. Now when I craft redstone energy conduit, I'll probably use that for all my connection needs in the future. So yeah, that's about that for that. I've been promising to show you how to automate these guys for a while, and there it is. It's hopefully I made that relatively simple to understand. And let's check on our quest real quick. Pretty sure that, well, it's up to 47%. It's not bad. Let's check on our bread levels. That's not good, so it's going to keep making bread. So hopefully once that quest finishes, it'll start building up a surplus of bread that I'll be able to use to complete the other quest there, the backup, the surf and turf quest. And let's see, Hell's Kitchen, this is about as far as I can take Hell's Kitchen for this episode. I don't believe I have anything in bees and trees. Just want to look through because I don't think I've looked at all these yet to see what all the changes were. You're a Wizard, Steve. Nothing new there for this update for the hoarding. Does not seem to be anything new here, but I probably could work on some of these quests. Problem is that would involve that turn-in system. Oh, well, something I could do just to kind of get ready for the future is, since I'm going to need a ridiculous amount of amaranth planks, I could set up an amaranth farm. That is going to be really easy for me to do. That's going to be probably the last thing I do for this episode, but I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it. It's real easy. It's just an autonomous activator. And I have one ready to go. That's great. And some bone meal. Have some of that ready to go. And some stacks of amaranth sapling. Don't have stacks, but there's some in there. And I'm going to come right over here. This guy is not too busy. If I just... Come on. Get out of there. I need a piece of dirt to go in there. Because it won't be able to plant the nether wart on dirt. There we go. Dirt. And in fact, why don't I... put it in the corner here so that it doesn't... Where'd it go? Oh, probably went in my bag here. I'll get that back out. Get the... There it is, soul sand. The soul sand back out. Put that piece back. Yeah, I want to put this right here in the corner instead. Oops. Well, that's okay. Because I don't really want this to attach to those pipes. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything, but... There we go. And it can't plant the nether wart there, but it will plant the amaranth sapling, and then it will fertilize it. And then that'll collect the amaranth. And then it'll do it again. Just like that. And I don't have to do anything, just leave it on round robin. It'll plant amaranth sapling, and it'll try to bone meal it. And then it'll go back through that again. Bone meal sapling, bone meal sapling. So, nothing to it. I could have used a much more complicated system. Could have probably used, Thaumcraft golems. I've seen a lot of people use those. But yeah, so that's about as simple as it gets, I think. I mean, shoot, it's just gonna grow, grow, grow. Yeah, even sometimes it's a little too fast because it'll grow the next tree before it finishes even harvesting the leaves of the first tree. That's okay. See, there it goes. Wow, that is fast. So yeah, I don't even think I would want to have multiple trees in this little area here. That one tree I think is going to be more than sufficient. One spot. So yeah, that's going to go, and I probably will have enough of the amaranth for that part of the quest by the next time. I'm not going to have to leave that run all that long. I do need to get some more of the saplings out, because those are going to run out real fast. I think I only had 20 some in there to start with, so if I look, I'm already down to 6. So toss another stack of that in. Toss a stack of bone meal in. And split those like that. That should go. So yeah, should try amaranth, bone, amaranth, bone. Should try to keep those round robined in there. And yeah, that's all there is to that. I mean, can't make it any more simple than that, I don't think. There we go. So that's going to be about it for the automation questing episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from this one. I think I did. I learned that glowstone gives you 250 millibuckets of glowstone. Oh shit. Now I got 100 millibuckets of destabilized redstone in there. So that means I need to clear that. Better do that. Do that right now while I'm thinking about it, or somebody will be pointing out, hey, your stuff don't work because you left destabilized redstone in there. Okay, so that'll clear that. Again, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you didn't, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to make it better next time around. I will catch you later.